Lewis Hamilton fires shots at Red Bull after snatching Verstappen and Perez's podium spot. Lewis Hamilton has fired a dig at Red Bull after beating Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez to a podium position at the Bahrain Grand Prix on Sunday. The Brit wasn't at his electric best during the opening race of the season. But the retirement of his two rivals allowed him to clinch third in the standings. Hamilton missed out on F1 title glory to Verstappen last year. And though he was unable to clinch first on the podium on Sunday, his performance in Bahrain bodes well for the coming weeks and months ahead. Verstappen and Perez were both able to keep pace with Ferrari's Charles Leclerc for the majority of the race, but, in the closing stages, were then forced to retire. Both men were unhappy with their vehicles in the immediate aftermath, while Christian Horner conceding there were similar issues with the car. And Hamilton has now aimed a dig at Red Bull by saying Mercedes had done a better job at preparing for the race. "Of course, we were fortunate, but ultimately we've done a better job, we have better reliability," he said. "I wouldn't say that's luck. I think this is the hard work of everyone. It's such a long season. It's going to be such a hard battle, but we love a challenge. I really do enjoy a challenge. It is a privilege for all of us to be able to work with large teams of people who are hungry, who are focused on a common goal. There's no greater feeling when you all come together and you get a result like this." Hamilton now has a 15-point lead over Verstappen after the first race. And he's admitted that it's important to take every possible opportunity to get more points on the board. "I've lost world titles with just 1 point," he said. "Whilst we're currently not necessarily, performance-wise, fighting with these guys, Ferrari, as I mentioned, this is not just damage limitation, but just a really, really great result. I think, in terms of our processes, in terms of squeezing absolutely everything out of the car, that's what we did, for both drivers. And I think that's a true showing of strength within." Verstappen, meanwhile, called on Red Bull to investigate everything while also saying he found the race to be very frustrating. "I mean, what happened at the end is obviously very frustrating, but of course before that, quite a few issues," he said. "First of all, the balance was off. I didn't have the same feeling as on Friday on the long runs, so that was a bit disappointing. Then suddenly my steering, I don't know what happened to that, it was just completely locked, and the faster I was going, I could barely steer. So it was not easy on the restart to defend from Carlos. But then I was still in second with that big issue, so you think, okay, with all these issues that I've had today, second would be a good result. And then suddenly I had to retire, everything just switched off. It looked like a fuel pump or issue, there was no fuel coming to the engine. Of course these things, you don't want them to happen, and it's very painful for the team as well that both cars retired. We need to look into everything. Red Bull now have a week to make changes with the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix due to be held next week. Hamilton came top of the standings in the same race last year, with Verstappen second and Valtteri Bottas third.